It's been in our psyche for a very long time, indeed, in our history since the last century, when brave Trinbagonian men came here to assist in the construction of the Panama Canal, one of the largest transshipment hubs that courts the world. From its embryonic stages to a meticulously constructed causeway that operates with extreme precision, as it harbors large ocean-going vessels transporting cargo around the world. First, it was the French, then the North Americans who brought many people from the world to work here, including West Indians and nationals from Trinidad and Tobago. Today, it is firmly into the hands of the Panamanian people, where it belongs. Not only is it a thriving port, but the Panama Canal is considered one of the eighth wonders of the world. Nothing like the pyramids of Egypt nor the Pitch Lake of Trinidad, but a skillfully operated, almost robotic tugboat system that marshals each vessel carefully into the locks, like carnival floats on the streets of Port of Spain, from where has come to this Central American state a prime ministerial delegation to further the contacts made by the heroes of the canal 100 years ago. It was not about the shovel and pickaxe to dig trenches as did our ancestors, but an official invitation from President Ricardo Martinelli to the Prime Minister, who bore witness to the might of the pen, heralding a new chapter in the 18-year-old diplomatic relations between Panama and Trinidad and Tobago through a swiftly negotiated partial-scope trade agreement that would benefit the manufacturing community, giving special concessions to over 150 items entering Panama.
We have immediately within our neighborhood a very, very large market, and this initialing of this agreement today is the start of that whole process. So we are very, very pleased, and I think our suppliers of goods and services in Trinidad are going to be extremely pleased that this has happened.
Foreign Affairs and Communications Minister Dr. Suraj Rambachan says Panama is the initial journey into a huge people's market within the hemisphere.
There is a 600 million persons market in the Central and South America region, which will be very important for manufacturers. And as the KDs has been saying over and over, that's a vast difference to just talking about a 6 million market in the CARICOM.
This was complemented by the signing of a memorandum of understanding on energy matters with great prospects for fuel bunkering and significant LNG sales.
Specifically, we'll be looking at cooperating with the Panamanians with regard to the export of propane and butane from Trinidad and Tobago to Panama. I'd like to add to that the Panamanian economy is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The Panamanian economy, as is evident from the skyline behind us, is growing at a rate of 8% per annum. What that means is that there is a huge appetite in Panama for the energy products of Trinidad and Tobago. So we've held discussions coming out of the signing of that MOU with Minister Juan Uriola for the export from Trinidad and Tobago of propane and butane. Panama is also interested in purchasing from Trinidad and Tobago, from Petrotrin, and the chairman of Petrotrin and the chairman of National Petroleum were part of this delegation to Panama. We've held discussions with the Minister of Energy in Panama, who is interested in purchasing gasoline, diesel, aviation fuel, and what they call bunker C fuel for power generation in Panama. The chairman of Petrotrin and myself and the chairman of NP, we also held detailed discussions with the Panamanian authorities with regard to Petrotrin establishing a bunkering facility in the Panama Canal. As you know, the Panama Canal is undergoing an expansion which will see a great increase in the volume of maritime traffic passing through the canal, and we believe it's a tremendous opportunity for Petrotrin to have a bunkering facility in the canal.
Historic and sporadic, a gesture by the government to secure the best possible avenues and trade contacts for the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the wider CARICOM region.
I see this as a signal achievement. Indeed, I'm advised it is one of the fastest negotiated and signed agreements that took place that will open up our markets to Panama, but more important for us in Trinidad and Tobago, will open markets in Panama and within the Central American region.
But she also began investigating here Panama's crime investigating and solving mechanisms and how they could benefit her own government's initiatives.
I expressed great interest in their regional security unit that they've established here, because we are battling a spiking in crime because of narco trafficking. And this unit established here in Panama for the region focuses on narco trafficking. And so we hope to have further discussions and possible participation in that unit in our fight against crime in Trinidad and Tobago and in the wider CARICOM.
Panama's Foreign Minister, Roberto Rodriguez, welcomed the trade initiatives, strategically locating both countries in an advantageous position to maximize these arrangements.
Panama and Trinidad and Tobago have been working very hard in the last 2 years to strengthen the bonds between our governments and our people. And this is for our mutual benefit, because we have a lot to do on a trade issue, both countries being very prosperous economies.
And then it was off to the presidential palace, where His Excellency Ricardo Martinelli was delighted over the visit by another of the hemisphere's female leaders.
I am very happy to receive this the official delegation and my dear Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are very happy to have her in Panama and her delegation. This meeting has been very fruitful, very beneficial for both countries, because we share many things in common, especially trade and tourism, and in ways that both of our investors can invest in each other's countries. And we believe that we will have a fruitful and very rewarding and very beneficial relationship for both countries. I have been invited to visit the beautiful islands of Trinidad in the month of May, and I'll accept the invitation, and I will be able to reciprocate the friendship and of my dear Prime Minister.
Prime Minister?
We had very fruitful discussions. Again, we thank His Excellency for his invitation, hospitality of the government and the people of Panama. We furthered discussions during our luncheon, official lunch, and I think we made even more headway with respect to accessing bunkering facilities here on the Panama Canal, with respect to the sale of our propane and what's the other one? Butane, propane and butane. And we are in discussions with respect to asphalt. As you know, we are world famous for pitch lake, and Panama uses a lot of it, but we are in discussions to see if we can work arrangements where it is more beneficial for Panama as well as for Trinidad and Tobago. Indeed, increases in the amounts exported, and for Panama, they may expect to see price decreases because of the quantities they want to purchase. I think His Excellency is embarking on a road construction, a highway reconstruction, a very aggressive road paving projects, and therefore we can assist in that regard. So both countries will benefit and both peoples will stand to benefit from these initiatives.
Any further discussions with His Excellency on the crime initiative?
Oh, most certainly. We have shared with him our willingness to participate in the regional security unit here in Panama. Our spike in homicides stem largely from narco trafficking, and that unit, I'm advised, is engaged solely with respect to the fight against narco trafficking and drugs as a whole.
All of this celebrated one evening, showcasing beyond football the talents of the Panamanian people, from the magical sounds of the concertina to the graceful movements of the merengue. Another day, another mile-mark event, benefiting the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, spearheaded by a leader who is determined to maximize these socio-economic linkages for the long-term common good of the region, on the premise that if the local economy grows, the region prospers.